society, that patriarchy bleeds into other communities, right? So it's gonna bleed, unfortunately, into, you know, the safe spaces that we hope that it wouldn't. So I just had to ask that question, wanted to get people's insight. I don't know, I'm just a person asking here. But last but not least, I just kind of wanted to tie a ribbon on the episode with asking you, like, what are some common misconceptions and myths you would like to debunk when it comes to being a woman of faith and a single woman of faith that you often hear that kind of like grinds your gears?
Yeah. You know, I was talking to Des about this earlier because we were at the mall. And I'm like, what are some misconceptions? I think sometimes people can think that like Christian women are just really like rigid and they don't know how to have fun. They don't know how to have a good time. They just sit down and read their Bible all day and don't do anything. And it's just like, no, that's not the case. I do read my Bible, but I'm not boring. You know what I mean? I know how to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I think another thing too is that sometimes, like what we talked about, is that people hear the label Christian and get kind of turned off, like, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just because I'm a Christian does not mean that like I can't engage in a fun relationship. I'm not going to put you first. I'm not going to compromise my beliefs. I'm not going to compromise my boundaries, but it doesn't mean we can't have a thriving, fun relationship.
Right.
You know, like I've just heard things like, oh yeah, she's a Christian, she's not going to want to do anything. And I'm like, is this why you want to be in a relationship, to do stuff? Like, what are you talking about? You know? So I think there's just things like that. I had some other things written down that I don't want to miss. Another thing I think too is that people can think that Christian dating is oppressive. Like,
you said oppressive?
Like oppressive. Like, you know what? Like, I'm just not going to be able to have fun. We're not going to be able to do anything. Like, we always have to be in groups with people. We can't hold hands, as if it's like some arranged marriage that, I shouldn't even say that because that's stereotypical, but like as if it's some like stiff arrangement that like can't be joyful, can't be filled with love. And I think that's really disheartening, because I think like I've done it not God's way quite a few times, and it's burned me every single time. And I think like the beauty of being in a relationship where you both love God and are willing to put him first and will not love the other over God is beautiful. I think it's beautiful when a man respects you because he loves God. He knows that you are God's daughter, and he's not going to disrespect you. He's not going to call you out your name. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm not going to run around on you. That is beautiful. And I think that if people had more examples of that, then they would want to do that. Because honestly, talking to somebody for 5 years ain't it. I've been that. You know, it's not it. And it's tiresome. It's so tiresome.
And 35 plus 20, no, 5 years plus 27, that's 40. And I don't have time. I don't have time, okay?
Girl.
But yeah, you're right. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, like the reason why I wanted to kind of close out this episode with talking about common misconceptions is because I remember when I was younger, and you know, me and Desiree have been friends for a long time. I remember when she told me she was Christian, I was like, what? We're not gonna be able to do nothing. Like,
right. We just gonna be home in the house on the couch.
But you know, I got older and I had to realize like that's not it. Like, and just because she can't do the things I can't do, or vice versa, does not mean that we can't still meet each other in ways that are acceptable and don't cross each other's boundaries. And that's, you know, once I got older and you get more mature, you realize that friendship is not all friendship is going to look the same, just like not all relationships are going to look the same. So, you know, I had those misconceptions, and I had to grow out of them and mature and realize that's not the case. It's not like that. And single Christian women or single women of faith are not boring. I can attest to that. I've hung out with you guys and I've had some of the most amazing times, especially with the Stoop girls. Y'all are very fun.
Hello. Hello.
Y'all are very
All
funny.
my girls are on here.
Y'all a YouTube channel or something.
Oh boy, girl, that was a mess.
Yeah, you guys are your own individual and you have a personality outside of your faith as well as aligned with your faith. Mm-hmm. So it's just important for people to remember that. And they're quality women, and that's really it. And yeah, that's just how I look at it. Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience to let them know how you feel in regards to tying a ribbon on top of this topic?
Yeah, for any girl on here that is a Christian and is single and is like, when am I going to meet somebody? I just want to just encourage you to just trust God and let him write your story, because I think that it can be such a tumultuous time of life. Like, even like I'm 28, about to turn 30 in 2 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to get married yesterday so we can be married for like 2 years, 3 years, and then have babies before 35. Like, and it's just like, no, just trust God with your timeline and stop looking at everybody else, because social media tell you that this person is happy, and they're miserable. Okay. Absolutely miserable. So, this was such a fun topic to talk about. There's other things I could say, but I really enjoyed this time with you. It was really fun getting to laugh and all that stuff, share stories.
And I learned so much. I think a lot of people in the audience learned a lot as well. And, to go back to what you said as well, like, everybody's timeline is different. Don't put this exceptional pressure on yourself thinking that you need to be married by a certain time, whether you are a woman of faith or a non-woman of faith. Your time will come, okay? Yes. And it's everything you prayed for and everything you hoped for. Just stay patient, stick to your non-negotiables, stick to your, and know who you are as a woman, and you're gonna get that. And that's on what? Period.
Hey, know your worth, walk in your worth. Don't settle. Don't settle. Don't try to be with somebody just to be with somebody, just to be with anybody. Yeah. Like, literally know what you're bringing to the table and don't move from it. And that's it.
Yeah, and also too, like, don't be afraid of admitting that something didn't work out. Like, if you get into a situation, regardless of if you think you took all the right steps, sometimes things do not work out the way you want them to. Right. Settle. You have what? One life to live. So just keep that in mind. And I just wanted to tell everybody, thank you for showing up and showing out in the comments. Y'all are really the stars.
I gotta go back and read, because like y'all was saying a lot.
So much comments. I really appreciate the love, y'all. Yeah, there's so much. But I can't even remember what next week's episode is going to be because I have so much going on. But you guys will find out from me very soon. And I just want to say thank you, Shauna, for being on this episode with me. You did amazing, just like I knew you would. And the episode was a success. Everybody, I think, was able to relate to this. And yeah, we are signing off. Let's do one last cheers before we close
my empty cup.
Don't worry, girl. I've ended many episodes like that.
All right, sis.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.